Hello fellow mega lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I thought I would go ahead and do my Shop My Stash for the month of October. So I went through my collection, I picked out a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to be trying to use these products a lot this month, and then at the end of the month I'll do another get ready with me style video and just talk through and review everything that I'm using. So I've got pretty much a full face of products here and quite a few things I haven't used in a while, and then one newer thing that I'm so excited to use. I think you guys will be excited to see me use as well. So I think it's gonna be a good combination. I'm excited. So I already went ahead and did my brows, I moisturized my skin, and then I did my eye primer. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with eyes in case I do have some fallout today. So I have two different eyeshadow products. And first is my little throwback, and this is the Autumn Equinox palette from Makeup Slave, which is a beautiful fall themed palette. All the names are so cute, like Fuzzy Flannel, Pumpkin Pie, Spiked Cider, Ugg Boots, and here's what it looks like on the inside. So it's a very cute little palette. There's some warm tones, mauve tones. I just think it's really fun. And then it also says take the time to watch the leaves turn, which is so cute. And actually all of the leaves at the trees surrounding my house are turning right now. So when I like drive up the hill, it's just like fall everywhere. It's so beautiful. So I'm excited to pull this back out, and it does have 3 shimmers, but it does also have 6 matte shades. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of incorporate some new shadows, and these would be my Clionadh Cosmetics stained glass collection. I don't know why that left my mind for a moment, but here's the shades that I chose. I did a full video, like first impression, just going through and swatching these and oohing and awing over them. So I thought it would be fun to use these all month and then kind of give y'all my thoughts on them at the end of the month. Although I'm kind of tempted to do eye swatches as well, so you can let me know if you want to see that and if I end up having the time to do it, just because I feel like with these kind of shades, seeing eye swatches is so cool because of the dimension. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off. I don't even know what kind of look I'm doing today. I did not think that through. And I have no clean brushes. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Spiked Cider. I haven't used this in a while, but I do remember that the Makeup Slave formula is incredibly soft. Like, you have to be so delicate with when dipping your brush in, and definitely remember to tap off the excess. I'm just going to go ahead and start that off in my crease as my transition shade. And then I'll go ahead and build it up a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to dip into Pumpkin Pie. And I'm going to put that just a little bit lower down in my crease. Gonna go ahead and blend it out. These are blending so beautiful. I wasn't sure where I was going with this look, but now I'm like, it's gonna be completely fall. I know I picked out fall kind of things, but now I'm all in. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and grab Cranberry Sauce, and I'm gonna throw that into my outer V just to add a little bit of extra depth to this look. I'm not sure what color I'm going to use all over my lid yet, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Glitter Shadow Primer just to help there be less fallout. This isn't part of my Shop My Stash, but I did get asked to compare this to the NYX one, and the NYX one is so much better in my opinion, and I think it's actually like $1 or $2 cheaper, and this, like, it's okay, but the NYX glitter glue is so much more tacky, and I just like the consistency. This just feels like clear liquid. So I'm not a huge fan, but I've been using it because I have it. So if I had to like recommend between the two, I would personally just go with the NYX. Alright, so for my lid, I think I'm going to go ahead and use Ornamental from Clionadh. I'm going to build it up a little bit. I feel like mostly I just see gold as I'm applying it on the lid. I'm going to go ahead and just pick a little bit up with my finger because I feel like it wasn't picking up that great on the brush. I mean, I guess it looks good. It's just, I don't know, I wanted it to be a little more intense. Yeah, that helps it have a little bit more of the foiled look. All right, so I'm gonna leave my eyes there for a little bit and start working on my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Physicians Formula Rose All Day Oil-Free Serum as my primer, which I don't know, I've used this before and I kind of just have mixed feelings on it. I don't know exactly 100% where I stand. It is technically a serum and not an actual primer, but it has like a pink highlight to it and it smells pretty strongly. I was just trying to give it one more month before I pull out the big guns and use my favorite winter primer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rub this in. It does feel hydrating. All right, so for foundation, I'm gonna go into the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation in the shade, or I was about to say in the shade SPF 20. Whew, I'm tired. It is not my day. The shade is LC1, and I've been wanting to use this all summer, but I kept thinking like, oh, I'll do a shot my stash, and then like this summer was just so weird. So I just thought I'd pull it out now, and hopefully it's not too dark for me. The concealer that I have is a little bit light, so I thought maybe they'll end up kind of working with each other and it'll all be fine. But I haven't used this foundation since last year, so it's been a while, but I remember liking it, so I'm gonna use it. Oh gosh, it looks way too dark for me. And I have like a sponge upstairs that's way better than the one I'm using right now, but I didn't want to have to go get it. And then this one that I'm using isn't even fully wet because I just like took some water and kind of dumped it on it. Oh gosh. Laziness to a T. And it's so hard. But the finish is really beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. I have the shade Cloud, and I got this like a month ago using my Ulta Rewards points, but I still don't know exactly how I feel about it. I like it, but I can't say if I like it more than Tarte Shape Tape, which has been my holy grail for like 2 years. So I really just want to keep testing this out and see how I feel. Also, it's been hard to use this just because I've been like so focused on other concealers and using things up that it's hard for me to remember to use the new stuff because I've been so focused on finishing stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in with my sponge. You can see, obviously, it's very light. I'd like to get the next shade up and mix. Maybe that's why I can't decide if I like it or not, is because it's just so light. It's not something I could see wearing just all the time without a full face of makeup. Unless maybe during the winter when I'm like at my palest, maybe I would use it on its own. I don't really have a powder that I haven't talked about or that I haven't used in Shop My Stash, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my Better Not Bitter powder from Flower Beauty to quickly set anywhere that I concealed. Alright, for bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use my Kevyn Aucoin. What was this called? I think it's like the Sculpting Book Volume 2 or something along those lines. This was sold at Sephora years ago. I've had it for a really long time, and I have been neglecting it a little bit. So actually, I might go ahead and take a little bit of the Candlelight powder on my powder brush and just use that for like a really like natural pre-highlight, like kind of all over my face kind of thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the sculpting powder, and that is the shade Medium for my bronzer. Although I actually did get sent through Octoly the sculpting powder in light, which I've really been liking, but I like the shade Medium too, so I want to keep using this palette. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it really softly and just buff it in. Alright, for blush, I went ahead and pulled out my Tarte Bling It On blush palette, which looks like this. This was like a holiday palette years ago, which I still have. And I didn't ever use it that much because all of the imprints are still in there. I actually just gave away my Tarte, like the booklet, really cute palette to my best friend because she loved the packaging as well. And I knew she'd get so much more use out of it than I will because I have way too much blush and blush takes forever to go through. But I thought I would just go ahead and pull this back out. And I think for today's look, I'm going to go ahead and use, I think the shade Beaming right here. It kind of has like micro sparkles in it, but I think it'll be okay. I want to know if you've ever tried Tarte blushes because of the hype, because these used to be so hyped on YouTube. Do you think they're worth it or not? I would be curious to hear other people's thoughts. I feel like that they are nice, but I would never buy a single. I don't think that they're worth the price, personally. All right, so to finish off my eyes, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take Pumpkin Pie, the middle warm shade that I used, and just use a pencil brush and throw that along my lower lash line. Nothing super special, but it'll just make the top and the bottom match. Actually, I might go ahead and grab a little bit of the deepest shade, the cranberry one, and put that on the outer part as well. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here called Ugg Boots, and I'm gonna pop that into my inner corner. Whew. Why was that way more intense than I remembered? Just gonna go ahead and lightly dab that out. Super pretty though. All right, really quickly to finish up my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Linda Hellberry Likeable Mood Pencil and then the Stila Huge Mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, for highlighter, I went ahead and picked out my Gerard Cosmetics Star Powder in the shade Grace. I think I got this either at the end of last year or the very beginning of this year as PR, and I remember really liking it. It's a beautiful, like, kind of golden toned highlight, but I just haven't reached for it lately, so I figured I'd dip back into it. The funny thing with this highlighter is that on their website, it looks so dark, and I was so unsure of whether it would work for me or not, because the way that Gerard Cosmetics does PR is they give you credits so you can choose what you want to try yourself, which I think is really smart. So I really wasn't sure about this highlight, but I actually think it's a really, really nice color for fair to light skin tones, and they have a lot of different options available and highlighter palettes and whatever, but I'm content with this one. I mean, I feel like I can see my texture a little bit, like just a tiny bit, but overall it does look pretty smooth on the skin. I don't know what just happened to my voice. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist, and it says this lightweight mist hydrates the skin and refreshes makeup with an invigorating coconut scent, perfect to start or end your day, or even for a midday refresher enriched with coconut and vitamin E to nourish the skin. It says you could do a light layer mist over your makeup or bare skin with eyes closed, and to do it several inches from the face. So I don't really remember what I think about this at all. I mean, I'm like down to here. There's like a lot of bubbles because I was shaking it. So I've used it quite a bit, but it's been a while. I think I used it last summer maybe. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it again. Yes, it smells very summery, basically exactly the same as the Marc Jacobs bronzer. Okay, memories are flooding back from last summer. Okay, last but not least, I went ahead and chose 3 different lip options. So first I have the Makeup Geek, I don't even know what this lipstick is exactly. I won it in a giveaway. Oh, it's the Iconic lipstick, and it's the shade Shy. And I remember using this at first when I had gotten it and thinking like, this is such a beautiful, phenomenal like lipstick, and it's kind of like super glossy, and it's a really pretty mauve shade. So I remember loving it when I first used it, but I have not picked it up since. So I mean, actually that would look pretty with today's look, but I just wanted to go ahead and pull that back out. I only chose 3 because I don't want to overwhelm myself, because I tend to do that with lipsticks. Next I have the shade Taurus from Bite Beauty, which was limited edition, I believe, and I think I got it last year in April, so I really don't want it to go bad. Oh my gosh. Why are those colors so similar? This one's a little bit more cool toned, but it's a nice lipstick, and I just want to make sure I'm remembering to use it because I rarely buy high-end lipsticks, so I need to use that more. And then I also pulled out my shade Aesthetic from Dose of Colors times I Love Sarai, and I just feel like this is like fall in one color, although I'm kind of tempted to do like a fall lipstick recommendations video or something, because I have a lot of fall colors that I really love and need to pull back out, but this is the one I wanted to make sure I focused on this month. And also I think I want to go ahead and use Aesthetic today as well, because I think it'll go really well with the look. Alright, so this is the finished look for my Shop My Stash intro for October. I feel like this is a very October look, so it turned out well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!